Hey everyone, welcome to Draw Sessions. You know, I used to say that for an intro and I stopped for a while and I think I'm going to get back into it. But I do welcome you all. Thanks for stopping by. I was compelled to make this video today because I want to talk about the fear of looking at a blank canvas. Okay, so if you're sketching digitally, traditionally, if you're painting, whatever you're doing, we all have that anxiety where we see this blank canvas and we don't really know where to start. And I try my best to explain throughout these lessons on my channel that lightly sketching and thumbnailing and just keeping everything loose really is the way to go. So I want to, first of all, just draw in real time and tell you what I'm going to do here. But help help guide you through maybe some of the tough times that you have when finding a blank canvas and not really knowing what to put on there. All right, so let's talk about project anxiety. You know, I used to get these a lot. I still do, where you're excited about a client and you know you can perform the job well and you have all the necessary tools and everything, but you just can't start. And you can't start because we see this open-ended canvas. You know, anything goes, right? We want to make sure that everything we put down on paper is perfect and that we don't really know what we're going to do yet, so we're kind of afraid of our own shadow almost. We don't know what we're capable of, we don't trust ourselves, all that jazz. And I just want to say, just take a deep breath and give yourself permission to fail. I say that a lot in my videos, mainly because when we have our sketchbooks and we're looking at our drawings, we're constantly comparing ourselves to other artists we admire, we look up to, that are producing art in which we want to produce it as quickly as they're doing it, etc. And that's, oh man, it's such a morale killer. It gets discouraging and you just kind of want to give up. But anyway, I don't really want to go down that rabbit hole. That's not what this lesson's about. The lesson's about how to actually overcome blank canvas anxiety. And I'm drawing a very disgusting worm-like creature. The influence that I'm getting from this is actually one of my favorite movies, which is Peter Jackson's King Kong, you know, from way back in, I believe it was 05, maybe 06, somewhere around there. But there's a particular sequence, and those of you that know what I'm talking about that insect pit. To me, it's the best sequence of the entire movie. It's better than the T-Rex fight, better than the ending, all of that. You know, Jack Black and the crew, they fall into this pit, and it's full of really, really disgusting, large, grotesque, prehistoric insects, arachnids, man-eating slugs, literally, and who knows what else is lurking in those cliffs. But anyway, this creature is kind of like those slugs that ate the cook whole. Poor Andy Serkis. He never gets a break, does he? Great actor, though. All right, so when I started this sketch, I was just thinking of the movie in my head. So if you have a blank canvas and you're like, hey, I don't know where to start, think about your favorite movies that you grew up watching as a kid, or current films or TV shows that you really like. I tell you one thing, I love Stranger Things, especially Vecna and, you know, the Demogorgon, like really great creature design. I would do anything to design for that show. I would love it. But, you know, those are some really fun influences that could help give you some ideas for your creatures. Also, I hope that my camera is showing close enough to this. You know, with me being a creature designer and Halloween coming up, I think I have a legitimate excuse to have something really gross for today's lesson. But you know what? I'm a creature designer at heart anyway, and that's what I do for a living, so I can do it whenever I want, right? I give myself permission to do that. But anyway, when you have your pencil, so if you're drawing along with me and you don't really know what to put on your page, if you want to draw what I'm doing, great. Sharpen your pencil, make sure it's sharp. If you have a mechanical pencil, you know, that's okay too. Just be careful, because mechanical pencils force you to go into way too much detail, like every single little hair and everything. You don't want to do that. I'm just getting the basic scribbled outlines of all of this, the shapes of the face and stuff. But if you want a mechanical pencil, that's great. Ballpoint pen if you're feeling adventurous. You know, I love me some ballpoint pen sketching. On a side note, I'm going to be building up my library of foundational drawing in my channel's foundation drawing playlist. I've been getting some requests lately about, hey, thank you for these basic drawings, like from a cube and fabric folds. Can you do more of the playlist? And I don't want to leave you guys hanging, because I know that everybody watching this channel, you guys are not all pros, you're beginners, and you want to learn how to start your artistic journey. So I'm making my channel a destination for that, because it is slowly and surely turning into its own academy, which at some point, you're hearing me say it first, I'm probably going to turn it into an online academy. I don't know yet. That's a huge endeavor. I would be thrilled to do that, but I do have some digital products that I'm working on. Another thing that I want to mention is, if you're feeling anxious about putting sketches down for the first time on a page, just know that you're not alone, okay? And just know that if you feel like you're not good and you never will be good, scrap that mentality immediately. Immediately. Because what that's going to do is it's going to bleed into everything else that you do. And it's going to kill your confidence. Whenever I draw creatures, so you can see this right now, it's a pretty horrific looking face. I'm just pulling from references from movies that I've seen, books, games that I've played, you know, like Doom, Gears of War, some of my all-time favorite first-person shooters. Excuse me. And it's not going to be perfect, because I'm inventing a creature that I haven't seen before, but I'm taking into consideration what I have seen before as far as video games go. All right. So here's another trick. If you see a blank canvas and you want to make sure that you like what you're going to draw, this is allowing yourself to scribble. Okay, so look at the body happening right now. I don't really have a body on here. In my opinion, it's probably going to be rather worm-like, or maybe a giant caterpillar-like thing, which would be kind of gross. So I think that I'm just going to scribble in, or gesture in, where some arms can exist at. You know, maybe some small ovals for shoulder joints. And now you can see that what once was a blank canvas is now turning into a sketch that I'm kind of happy about. This is it's a monstrosity that I would not want to meet in a dark alley, let alone a prehistoric pit. Okay, and also another thing is, and this is something that I used to do, is when I started drawing on a piece of paper and I liked some of it, and then all of a sudden I made one mark and it screwed up my entire mood. It just screwed it up. Okay, comment below if that has ever happened to you, where you draw one little thing and you're like, oh, that's wrong, and you just draw on the next page. Okay, that's another instance where you can level up your game. Okay, take a step back and acknowledge your need to erase and change what you drew, and ask yourself, is this changeable? Can I change it? For example, when I was putting these teeth in right here, I wasn't really confident about the angle in which they're coming outwards. Usually, if I do something predatory, the teeth are curved back in towards the mouth because prey cannot escape. You know, that's just nature. So these are poking right out, and I didn't know if the angle was going to mess it up, and then I thought, you know what, I'm just going to keep going. That's another thing that you need to do when you're drawing on a blank canvas. Keep going. Okay, so I'm having one of these moments right now. You guys are, I gotta put my money where my mouth is. I have no idea what I want to do with this body now. Originally, I was gonna make it a big caterpillar, and then I thought, you know what, that's not gonna work because there's not enough room to wrap a body around. I could make it wrap on, ooh, you know what? There's going to be a little rocky cliff here. So maybe I can make the arms grab onto that and then the body comes around. See? At first I wasn't really sure about what was going on, and then I just let myself think more clearly, and now I have this cool little display. There's a lot of energy happening within the sketch. I'll move it up here so you can see it. So let's move it down a little bit. You can see here the little top of the cliff, and then the cliff comes down, and then the body wraps around it. So it's going to be a nice little composition here. Okay, so let's figure out what we're going to do with this. So if you're drawing along with me and you're kind of feeling stuck, like you don't really have any good ideas, you don't really know what to get them from, that's why reference gathering is very important. It's one of the most important arsenals that concept artists have. Also, I don't want to be boring with this thing, so I think what I'm going to do, what I mean by boring is when you look down here and you see all these sharp arachnid-like feet, you can see this countless times in so many games, because it works, you know. Maybe we can do something a little different. This is where creativity is going to come in, because I didn't have a plan for this drawing. As I'm recording this, the sketch is happening in real time. There's no thumbnail that I'm working on. I'm just kind of praying and see what's going on. Like this leg up here, I don't know what's happening. That's probably wrong. As a matter of fact, I think I turned the body the wrong way. Maybe if I just, oh boy. What have I gotten myself into? There we go. That's probably better. Some overlapping legs need to happen. Alright, so it's going to be messy, but I think it'll work. Anyway, we can try to break these feet off into two little hooks. Make sure you guys can see them. I have to constantly look in the camera window when I'm filming, so if I'm drawing feet down here, my hand's not off camera, I'm just drawing, talking, you can't really see. Okay, so if I turn it this way, you can probably have it looks like little hands. That's so gross. So far, most of my energy has gone into the upper part of its face, like the whole jaw area. And really, in this particular instance, I'm okay to shade. Okay, I could just do maybe a layer or two. So let's do one lightly across. I will not go over much of the eye, but I'm going to go in one single direction and kind of just stop. See how I'm not pushing harder? And then I'm going to do direction number 2 to close the gaps, hit it at a separate angle, and then this area up here is going to be my focal point. So that I'm going to take my black Prismacolor pencil, if I can find it. There it is. And I'm just going to slowly color in this jet black, merciless, lifeless eye, and I'm going to put a little bit of a sheen on it. Just a little reflection, maybe a skylight or something, to where they look wet and they look a little insectoid. There we go. Told you we were doing something gross today. All right. Yeah, that works. That's pretty gross. And you know the routine, everybody. We're going to name it. So in the comments below, what would you name this thing? And you can be goofy with it too. Does it look like a Chanel? Does it look like a Steve? You know, Steve is probably one of the most versatile for all creatures, just because It's kind of funny to name something so crazy Steve. All right, let's keep going with this. What if we did double layered legs? That would be crazy. But anyway, the whole point of this video, talking about fear of open canvas, not knowing what to put down. Collect images that inspire you, and that will really help you. So for example, let's say you had this idea in your head first of a creature that you wanted to do, and then you open your sketchbook and it's blank, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna make an awesome sketch today. And then you try to start drawing what's actually in your head, and boy oh boy did you screw everything up in the first 22 seconds. And you want to erase it, right? Well, I'm here to say that if you just keep going and you don't erase, the potential to have something really awesome is far greater than if you were to erase and draw on top of that. You've heard the term happy accidents. I think I mentioned that. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm taking a black Prismacolor and I'm coloring literally inside of the mouth where the least amount of light is going to be, and also I want to show off some of those teeth. Now there's going to be gum tissue over here, so I won't be able to make everything jet black. Got to fade it off into the upper lid of the palette. Gonna fade that black Prismacolor off. See that texture that happens on the side of the black Prismacolor? You can't get that with graphite, which is why I mix these so much. I love it. So these teeth over here need some attention, and they're going to get some shadow put on them. Why, you ask? Because look at the tone of the paper behind it. Now the teeth are popping off. So that's a little extra drawing lesson there. If you're having trouble with your values, make sure that they play off of each other so each one is distinguishable from the other. Too many times when we draw, we cake the entire thing in the same amount of detail, which is why they also look flat. So you want to be careful of that. I'm going to add some more shading down here, one directional, and then maybe change direction. Yeah, I think I'll do that for pass number 2, and then stop. So far, we have a very, very disgusting worm, which is awesome. Probably a big vein coming through there. See how I'm just scribbling? I want you all to scribble right now. Just scribble something on there. If you're doing a character, if you're doing a creature, great. Scribble your creature on there. And totally accept the fact that it's probably not going to look good. But at the same time, I mean, who's to say that it can't? Who's to say that your creature won't end up looking good? So you got to curb that anxiety whenever you have blank canvas. So I also want to talk about our Creature Design Workshop Discord. It's free to join. It's a bustling community. We are hitting 5,000 members, and it just keeps growing every day. So one of the special things that we do there, one of the many, but we have a monthly creature design challenge based on a brief that I give. They're a lot of fun. This month is obviously horror movie icon month, so they're reimagining, doing some fan art, and we have a poll voting system at the end of each month, beginning of the next, to vote for the previous month's best creature selection or designs. And you don't win money, it's just bragging rights. It's just for fun. Everybody's here to learn. We have many forums where we collect reference, we talk about movies, talk about anything you want. So check the links in the description below for the Creature Design Workshop Discord. And also I want to mention that as of January, my Creature Design Workshop that I run through the Discord will cease to exist, because for the past 8 years I have been teaching for Computer Graphics Master Academy, and it's been a wonderful 8 years, and I'm transitioning to that solely, so I'm just going to be advertising that. We capped the classrooms off online at 20. Early signups right now are starting for winter. Let me just tell you folks, They fill up really fast. There's only 20 seats. So if you can't do it in January, you're going to have to wait until like March or April. It's a rigorous 8-week course where we go over the fundamentals of creature design. We gather reference. We talk about functional features. We talk about bone structure, anatomy, weight distribution, power stances, final presentation skills, and all that. So if you want to sign up for that, check out the link in the description below. And we're taking early signups now. All right, back to this grotesque monstrosity. Okay, so if you have been following along so far, that's awesome. I really want to see what you're drawing during these videos too, which is another reason to join the Discord. So you can show, you know, if you want to show off some art you've been doing for school, that'd be great. If you're struggling, you can jump in the critique forum and they can help you as much as they can. I say they as, you know, tons of people. And it just keeps growing too. It's great. I couldn't do all this without you guys. I really appreciate you. Especially the channel. I mean, man. Talk about a lot of growth, and it's just fun to see. There's just more people I can help. I know art's hard. Okay, especially those of you that are just starting out and you see all these wonderful sketches that are finished on ArtStation. You're going to get there. All right, so I don't know what I drew either. But hopefully this has helped you overcome the fear of drawing something in a blank canvas. Just scribble. Just put marks down. That's all I'm doing. I'm putting marks down. And if they don't work, they don't work. Okay, you got to go through the bad before you get to the good, so that you know how to weed out stuff that's working and stuff that is not. Obviously, I'm not going to get into a lot of detail on the bottom ones. But, you know, I would appreciate it if you hit the like button and comment below. Let me know what you're working on. If you're in school right now and you want to be a concept artist or any of that. All right. So hopefully you now have something on your blank canvas while we're looking at this grotesque creature. Thanks again, everybody, for watching this, and I will see you next time. Peace.